What's up? I've made this video already, but I'm making it again. I just wanted to talk about it since I don't know when's a good time to talk about anything, but as a lot of you know already, if you've seen my posts, if you've seen Roy on this channel for 6 or 7 years or something, right? He was my right-hand man forever. Well, he passed away last week. Tragically. So that's what I just wanted to talk about. The last video I made was very long and a little too sentimental, so to speak, and so I want to talk about the good stuff. When I first met Roy, he was married to a girl I went to school with, and I was looking for help, and she reached out and said, "My husband will help you, he's a good worker." I said, "Okay." Well, that other guy come back to work for me, so I worked him instead, and then that happened again. So Roy worked with me. I met him. We hit it off like but everybody liked him that I know of. So we hit it off like gangbusters. And I started him out on a trimmer because, you know, he thought curved trimmer. He's like, "I need a curved trimmer. You got a curved trimmer?" Because he had never done this, you know, commercially. He's like, "You got a curved trimmer?" It was so funny. I looked at him, I said, "No, I don't use toys." And he's like, "Well," you know, he's telling me why he needed one. I said, I started him out on the 94R or the 223L, one or the other, which I still have. So I started him out on that, and then all of a sudden, he was absolutely in love with not only the straight shaft trimmer, but without the guard on it. Because he couldn't, in his mind, like everybody you see on my group, Lawn Pros or anywhere, gotta have that guard on, gotta have, anybody new in this industry preaches that to all us old people. Hush, we know. We don't want to hear about your guard. When you grow up, you'll use it. You just take it off. There's some people that leaves it on, that's fine. I don't care, either way, who cares? Anyway, he was just so tickled about that. So he worked for me. I was so impressed because I told him something one time, guess what? Bam. Never repeated myself on any of the yards. He learned the yards better, well, not better, just as good as I knew them eventually. But so I started him out on, do you remember the 48 Skag SWZ? You've seen it for years in this video, my channel. I sold it last year because I just wanted rid of it. It's just too much stuff. I didn't need it. And he did what was funny. Well, gosh, I wish I was recording. He got on that thing and he's riding. He did good for a little while. Here's what you do. Let me throw this in here. When you teach somebody how to use one of these hydrostatic walk behinds, not a little push mower if you're new to a lawn care, a walk behind like that one, Skag over there, take the sulky off. We never do. We think in our head, well, if he can learn to do the sulky now, but no, you let them learn how to mow with the mower first. Then you add the sulky second. I've learned that over time. But Roy, he got on that thing and he did the magical thing to where he went, that Skag was out of control, spinning. He was running around. I was trying to get up the hill to help him, but you know what I was doing. We all enjoy that in this industry. We think that's so funny, even though it's so dangerous and it could kill somebody. You know, the deck's going because he's trying to hold on and he's got the safety on. You know what I'm saying? And he had to let it go. And eventually it stopped. Oh my gosh. I laughed. So thank the good Lord I leave safeties on things. I told him that, you know, I told him already to just let it go. If you're on a hill and it gets out of control and you're not near like other humans, let them go down the hill if it's safe to do that. Just screw that mower. I don't care how much it costs. That's what insurance is for. Your life is worth more. But anyway, he did that. So he earned his mowing privileges, and I liked him so much, and he did such a good job. I did something I've never done. I let him, if you've seen this, I started the process of halfsies. I know a lot of you's gonna say that's stupid. I pay them to do it what I don't want to do. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. I shouldn't have done this, but Roy was different, right? So when we showed up to a property, we didn't say a word to each other. We would talk about other things in the world. All he talked about, and we'll get to in a second, is how much he loved his family and his kids. He talked about them all the time. So we would get to a yard and we'd be talking. We'd just shut up. He'd put his little headphones on. You've seen him wearing, mowing. And we just go separate ways, and he knew what yard, how long it'd take me. I knew, and we would meet in the middle. We would always park the mowers on the trailer together at the same time because I'd half-seas the yard. Am I really saying half-seas? Oh, yeah, I don't care. And then we'd grab trimmers. Then we would end up, every property we had a meeting place. I'm serious, we had it stone cold. Fastest two people I've ever seen was me and him. Is there faster people out there? Yeah, maybe not, I don't know. You'll have to come and show me if you're faster. But we could do acre in not 15 minutes. It wasn't, it was so impressive because we would run with the trimmer. Now he couldn't keep up with me with the trimmer. He done great. He was great trimmer, but he'd always shake my head and he just think, I can't do it. I don't know how you do that. And then I'd never stopped, never took energy drinks and stuff, and so it was funny. We was a good team. So that's why I'm making this video now, because I want to talk about the happier things. So him doing that donut with that mower was so funny. He's also, when we're together, he's rescued I don't know how many animals, little baby rabbits. So he had a kind heart, no matter, he wasn't perfect, man. I'm not a perfect man. There's no such thing that I know of. But he would save every little turtle, which I save turtles too. But he would carry the rabbit. He tried to take one home to his family, and he did one time. And But anyway, he left. He worked for me for years. I even had him doing contract jobs for me to where I wasn't even there, and he'd show up and do it, and we did that for years. He worked for me on pest control too. He done everything. I had that man well paid, well taken care of. His Christmas bonus, I'd buy him something I shouldn't have done. I really shouldn't have done it, like a carton of cigarettes or money or just something. I'd always do something, and I'd appreciate him. So I'd rather talk about how good of a worker. And you might not think that's much in life. You might say, oh, it ain't nothing. That's not yes, that is a huge achievement. Somebody that's willing to work to provide their family has to be the most noble thing on the planet. Something that everybody overlooks. Well, you're supposed to take care of your family. Yeah, you are. But in this country, they've got it to where you don't have to work to take care of your family. Yeah. Not only did he work for me, he had his own little side business starting, and I was helping him do it. I helped him price. I helped him do everything because I had trained him, and I've put so many hours into teaching him, telling him about business, that he knew it. He was good at it by the time, he started doing his own, son. Let me tell you, he was more confident and everything. I seen a total change in him. All because somebody cared enough to help him, aka me, because I appreciated him. We didn't have a perfect relationship every day. I'm not saying that either, but it was just great. He was a great worker. He earned it. He earned every dollar he made off of me. Again, nobody's perfect, so that's why we talk about his family. That's all he would talk about, his family. He has 3 kids and a wife, and loved them dearly. So he would work 7 days a week. Listen to what he did. I forgot to tell you this. When I first met him and he first started working for me, he would work night shift all night. And then guess what? He would change his clothes and put mowing clothes on. So he'd take their clothes off and put my shirt on, my company shirt. And get in the truck with me after working all night. As soon as he clocked out, I was in the parking lot about 7 waiting on him. And then guess what he'd do? He'd work Sometimes we'd work 10 to 12. Never knew how long it was going to take us to get done if I added new lawn, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he did that multiple times, not just once or twice. He did that for a long time. So, and still was working for other people on the side and stuff, you know, trying to get money for his family. I mean, there ain't many people like him. In retrospect, he maybe not should have worked that many days, but he had, in his mind, when he talked to me all the time, we was together sitting beside each other in both of these trucks. He's been in them for who knows how many hours and hours and hours and hours of talking in these two trucks right here about everything. And he thought in his mind he was gonna work and take care of them kids, his people. I was gonna say his people, his family, his 3 kids. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing before I let you go. His 3 kids are workers. His 3 kids works hard. Even one time we did a giant mulch job, and my son done real good too that day. It was me, Roy, my son, and Roy's daughter. Shoot, she didn't stop either. She worked and worked and worked. I was so impressed by that. And my son done the same. They didn't stop. It's so impressive. And then I worked with his other 2 kids, which are boys, and his youngest is one of the most politest humans I think I've ever met. He offered me water and I mean, just salt to the earth kids. So he must have done something right. Real good worker. So that's something to be very proud of. He's a good man. Wasn't a perfect man. I'm not a perfect man. I have so many